Excel Chapter 3, pages 131, 132, 133, and just a little bit at the top of page 134. Let's back up just a little bit and look at the bottom of page 127, working with functions and understanding function syntax. You do not have to be a math wizard in this class. And if you have any math fear, don't worry. We're going to show you how to do all the different formulas. Excel does it for you, but you do have to know the definitions of these terms. So while you don't have to be a math wizard, you do have to know definitions. So you want to start out with term syntax. You need to know what function means, argument. Look at pages the bottom of 127, page 128, page 129. You need to know the difference between mean, median, and mode when you're doing an average. What nested means. You just really need to go over this. And again, if you're intimidated by math, just remember this isn't math. This is just vocabulary. So just read over those pages and make sure that you can define these different terms so that when you get into Excel, you can do the proper equations and functions and formulas and all that good stuff, okay? So on to page 131. To calculate annual income and expenses with the sum function, step number 1, click cell F9. Okay, step number 2, click the Formulas tab on the ribbon. Right there, do you see it? Step number 3, in the Function Library group, okay, here's your Function Library group, click the Math and Trig button. Okay, go ahead and read across all of them, and there's Math and Trig right there. An alphabetical listing of all the math and trigonometry functions opens. Step number 4, scroll down the list and then click Sum. So they're in alphabetical order, so scroll down into your S's and click on Sum. The Function Arguments dialog box opens, listing all of the arguments associated with the sum function. Step number 5, click in the worksheet and then select the range C21 to N21. Alright, remember, anytime you have a dialog box open, you can grab it in the blue and push it out of your way if it's laying on top of anything and you can't see the correct cell range. So we just shove that out of our way, and we're selecting C21 through N21, which is the total income, C21 through N21. While I was selecting, this popped closed to get out of my way, and now it's opened back up once I finish the selection. Now take a look at what you have in here. Okay, we have function arguments. We're using sum. This is our argument. Sum the range of C21 through N21. Please remember that a colon is read as through. And it's telling you, here's a list of the numbers, a partial list of everything we selected. Adds all the numbers in a range of cells, explains it to you. Formula results, 51,000. And this can be important because remember earlier when we actually did something that didn't work and you came back with a 0 value? If we saw a 0 here, we would know that there was something wrong. So it tells you the formula results right here. It also tells you right there. Okay, when this is correct, just hit OK. Now, that gave you your total income. It summed up all the totals and gave them the total income. All right, let's move on to step number 7. Click cell F13. Now we're going to do the total expenses. This is where you want the sum function to add the monthly expenses for the year. Step number 8. In the Function Library group, on the Formulas tab, which we're already there, click the Math and Trig button and sum again. Okay, so Math and Trig, scroll down, sum, opens that nice function arguments dialog box, and now we have to go tell it what to sum. See, we want to select C32 to N32. Select C32 to N32. So I've got to scroll down. I can't see mine. And this is these expenses down here, C32 through N32. And again, if you do anything and you get the wrong range, it's very easy. Just pull it. When you get it right, let go. Okay, it says you told me to sum C32 to N32. Yes, I did. Hit OK. And there's your total expenses. All right, now moving on to calculate the couple's average monthly income. The bottom of page 132, step number 1. Click in cell F10. F10, monthly average. This is a cell in which you want to enter the average function formula. Step number 2. In the function library group on the formulas tab, click the insert function button. Okay, formula tab, function library group. This is the far left button on the left hand side that says FX, insert function. Click on it. Step number 3. In the search for a function dialog box, type calculate an average value. So search for a function. It's already selected, so we can just start typing. Calculate an average value. You know exactly what I'm going to say, don't you? You need to press the pause and type. If you do, do it now. No big deal. Okay, when you get that all typed in, click go. And it came up to average. Okay, if it didn't, maybe you made a typographical error in your search query, so just go back up here, type it again, and hit go, and you should come up with average. Okay, we have average selected. We're going to click OK. The function dialog box opens with the arguments for the average function. A range reference for a cell directly above the cell already appears for the number 1 argument. Step number 5, select the range reference in the number 1 argument box, that's where we are, and select C21 through N21. So C21 through N21. Okay, so what we selected was their total income, and we're telling it to give us the average income that they made that year, right? Okay, click OK. Now, still remaining on cell F10, you can see it says equals the average of C21 through N21, and it returns a value of 4,250. Reach up real quick and hit save. And we're going to move on to calculating the average monthly expenses. All right, average monthly expenses. Click in cell F14. Okay, total expenses, monthly average, that's where we are right here. Step number 2. On the formula bar, click the insert function button. Remember that one? It says FX right here. Go ahead and click that. Right here where it says or select category, it should say most recently used. If it doesn't say most recently used, just hit your down pointing arrow, scroll to most recently used, and select it. Step number 4. Verify that average is selected. It is, because it's the last thing we used. Again, if it isn't on average for some reason because you were clicking around looking at things, just find it. Just find it and click on average. Okay, click OK. Now, function argument box. What do we want to average? We want to select the range C32 through N32. Okay, C32, that's down here. This is the total expenses. We're averaging them. So C32 through N32. Click OK. And you'll see now that in cell F14, we have the formula equals the average of C32 through N32, which returns a value of $3,763. Reach up and hit save, and you're ready to move on to the next video.